Hello, it's August the 8th, and we're starting our new August garden. This is the time to get your August garden going. Of course, we had a good summer growth, but now we want to keep the garden going for the rest of the year, so it's definitely time to get going. So, if there's three things you can do in August that I like to do, right, is the beans, cucumbers, and squash, okay? So, I just planted some squash in here into this bucket. So we're going to see how that comes along. And in this bucket, I'm going to be planting some beans. Now, in order to get the beans ready, I want to use some Epsom salt. Put a little bit of that in. Because the summer crop that I had in here will have used up everything that I put in. So I have to replenish the soil. This tomato tone, great for vegetables of every kind, not just tomatoes. Not like that. And get that mixed in with the soil. I didn't bring my tools, so I just have to use my hand. Not recommend it, but in case you have to use it, that's just fine. Okay, so mainly on the top here, I want to get all that in there. Okay, make sure your dirt is good and moist. And now it's time for green beans. We just had a good crop of green beans and they're just about all finished, so now it's time for a new crop. And I have exactly 6, and that's all I need. I put one in about 6 inches apart right around my bucket, okay? And we can have a whole crop of beans coming out of this one bucket. A whole garden of beans right here out of one 5-gallon bucket. Make a circle and a circular. And there we have it, beans, okay, all the way around the side of the bucket. You notice I got my watering, so make sure I can keep it watered underneath. Now, so now you got the bean, we got the beans, and of course we planted squash earlier today, and now it's time for cucumbers. Now, cucumbers you want to have in a sunny area. It can have a little shade, but you want to make sure there's plenty of sun. Organic variety, organic cucumbers. This Perry Morse brand seems to really be good for us. It really takes hold, and we don't seem to have any problems with it coming up, so I'm expecting a good crop. Now, on the cucumber, as you saw, I put those beans in here. I put the beans in a complete circle, and I'm going to plant the cucumber come out the center. I'm going to take 3 seeds about, okay? And we're just going to plant it into the center. So we'll have cucumber in the center and beans all around the edge. Okay, and then I'll have a trellis come up for that cucumber, but of course, as you can see, these are all cucumbers from the previous growth, and we're still going to get lots of cucumbers from that. But the new growth now, we just go up, and then I can have it go around down the back once these are gone. So that'll work out real well. Now in about 2 months, we'll see some really hardy plants, and about 2.5 months, we'll be getting cucumbers again. So that's how easy it is to plant. Just get your 5-gallon buckets if you don't have a lot of space on your deck. But by all means, grow a garden this year. We really encourage it, and it's so easy to do. And if you see the soil I had was Miracle-Gro, not for in-ground use though. I don't use in-ground use for the buckets. I use, they ask them for raised beds, and that's what I've used. Now this is for in-ground when I grow my stuff directly into the soil. Then you need that, but you sure don't want to use in-ground use for your raised buckets. It's not designed for it really. But I do like the Miracle-Gro brand when I put in, and I also use peat moss, because you don't need to have all the more expensive stuff. Use peat moss. Peat moss is cheaper, and that can be most of the filler for the bottom. And then you mix your good organic stuff in, like I mix this, and Epsom salt for right now, and I'll be adding some other things as we go along. I'll let you know what those are, but it's very, very important to be able to feed these, especially now that the previous crops that we had in these two, we already got our harvest from them, so they've depleted our soil. That's why I had to put some things back in. Here's a good start. These 2 items right here are a very good start, especially the Epsom salt. Makes a big difference. Take a little bit on top, and when we they'll go right down into the soil so the soil can use it. Now, I like the liquid too. Liquid fertilizers I'll be using on these because liquid they can use right away. They don't have to wait. This will take a few weeks till this is ready to be utilized by the plant. But when you put it on liquid, it immediately goes to work, immediately feeds that plant. So as soon as these come up, I will be giving them a little liquid to start feeding those plants. So that's how easy it is to get started in your greenhouse. Oh yes, here we go, my tool. There, I want to brush that in. I could have saved my hands from getting dirty if I'd had that tool in the beginning. I had forgotten it when I started. But that's how easy it is to get started, people. Just start your garden now. If you don't have one, get it started. If you're not, if you already got your plants going, but you don't have an August garden to continue your garden, then by all means start your August garden now. You got plenty of room, especially like cucumbers. Now I'm going to be putting the cucumbers right into my cucumber bed. There's plenty of room. They can be a little closer together, and I can add the new cucumbers with the old, and as the old go away, and then the new will be there and take their place. So that's what you want to do with cucumbers. But by all means, get your garden going. Everyone should have a garden now this year, especially. Get ready for whatever might come. But it just makes a lot of sense to have a garden nowadays. But God bless you, and may you have a very good weekend, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you. Still showing over 90 degrees here in Louisville. Really a hot, hot day, and you can tell a little bit. The tomatoes are just a little bit stressed today. Of course, that's what's going on. It's just been a little hot, but that doesn't mean they're not coming up. They're still coming. There's still a lot of berry. These are going to be ready in the next few days, and we've got hundreds of them already in the house. You can see heat is doing its toll on tomatoes, so it's time to replant a few tomatoes in the greenhouse. But those you want to plant in the greenhouse. You don't really want to plant those in your heat right now. It would be a little too hot. Here's a little bit of the produce we've gotten here lately. This is just another example of our harvest today, but it's really tremendous what you can get from your garden. Just tremendous growth. So please, by all means, start your garden, get a garden going, get your August garden ready and to go. And now we're going to be planting some more, and I'll continue that. In the greenhouse, we got a lot of other things going on, and I'm going to show you that. We have a lot of the watermelon, cantaloupe, still got leeks going on, cabbage over here, lots of peppers. My wife just got a lot of peppers off of this, and a lot more coming on, but peppers are doing really good inside the greenhouse. So I got a little place here that I just put a lot of conditioner in to condition the soil. Did my tomato tone and a little Epsom salt. Cilantro is what we're going to be using now, and my favorite. She loves this on just about anything and everything, especially on pizzas. But it's an herb, and we're going to put that in the greenhouse today. We got a little place here that's been prepped, ready to go. We already put a lot of stuff into it today because it's been depleted by the growth we had there. But tomato tone, of course, I always recommend that. And I've treated it with some Epsom salt. Okay, you need that. That gives it the called the salt of the earth. Okay, and it corrects from yellowing leaves too, which we have. So that's a good thing to have. But that's already been in here. So now I'm going to put the herbs in. And the nice thing about the herbs, you can just kind of sprinkle them about. They can grow a little closer. I can use the whole pack of it and kind of spread them out. And then just spread the dirt, pack the dirt over them, and water them. And it's that simple. So growing is just easy. Doesn't take a lot. Just need to get it under the surface here. Bring a little dirt over to make certain that they don't even have to be deep because they're going to grow fast. They grow very, very quickly. And just a few weeks we're going to see coriander all over the place here. But a lot of other crops you can grow in August, but it's just important to have, and I think this year more so than ever, for this winter, save up some things, do a little canning if you can even, but get yourself ready, okay? And if they got shortages in the store or anything like that, well, you'll be ready. You'll have a sweet garden that you can count on and rely on. And that's what's important about getting the right nutrition at the right time, to make sure that every plant gives you all the things it can give you the most, get the most yield out of every plant. And that's what we try to do here. So if you like our channel, please subscribe. And if you like it, please give us a like, or an unlike if you don't, and tell us why. But we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.